Good afternoon, Dr. K.S. Verma. How are you?
Very good afternoon.
Great. So we are glad to have you on our Thoughtful Leaders series by Collegedunia. To our viewers, I would like to introduce Dr. K.S. Verma. He is an accomplished scientist, teacher, and an administrator. He has been a scientist par excellence, beginning his career in agriculture, having specialization in soil science and water management. Visited many universities of Europe and Asia as a guest lecturer. Dr. K.S. Verma is a proud recipient of Sarvottam Vidyarthi Award at a secondary level, besides the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2017 for his outstanding contribution to the agroforestry and environmental science, awarded by the Indian Society of Ecology and conferred by His Excellence, the then Governor of Himachal Pradesh. Dr. K.S. Verma is currently the Vice-Chancellor of Career Point University, Hamirpur. We welcome you to the Thoughtful Leader series, sir.
Thank you, Karan.
So, moving forward to the first question, I would like to ask you that being the Vice Chancellor of Career Point University, what is your philosophy of leadership, and how would you describe your leadership style?
Let me thank Collegedunia first to have me here and provide this platform to talk to all the stakeholders in education, especially in higher education. Well, as we all know that higher education is an area which is a concern for all students, youth, parents, globally. So in India especially, the higher education is very competitive nowadays. In terms of learning, in terms of the skill, in terms of the finances, and Corona has further made it more competitive.
Right.
We in Career Point, my philosophy is that education today, especially higher education, it should be now learning centric, and ultimately we should make our product, our students, 100% employable, which is basic problem with everybody, that product coming out of the universities, they are not employable in different sectors of the development, maybe medical sector, maybe industry, maybe education itself, not to talk of others. We in Career Point University, and I, as a professor of the university, having about 33 years experience of administering, working and having research in the higher education system. Well, whether the student is in the classroom, he is not in the classroom, he is in the campus, or he is at home, aim is that he should be connected with the learning process and the learning sources. That's the philosophy of the Career Point University. Yeah.
Very well said, sir. Moving on to the next question, being the Vice Chancellor of Career Point University, how do you strategize about the key programs and plans for the marketing and administration of your university?
Fine, this is very important. That today, because in this era of the competition, this is basically the brand, which is brand comes from the education system, from international ranking of the universities, national ranking of the universities. But certainly, I would say the ranking is also have certain shortcomings and some faulty. And every university has its own mission. Some of the universities are just teaching universities. Others are teaching and research universities, and many of the universities, they are keeping with all three its programs, that's teaching, research, transfer of knowledge. Many universities in India, especially private universities, they are still to adopt all these three areas. We in the Career Point University, we are still in young stage, started in 2012, and we are in both teaching and research. So, why research is important? I'll just give you an example that why research is important. Today, when Corona is going on, and we are living in the Corona period, and the class of today's students, this year's student will be known as Corona graduates.
Right.
They will have different expectations from the higher education system and the administrators like we people all over the world. So we need to have certain preparedness in education system. Like today we are being run by the Act for Disaster Management in India. And what has happened to the education system also, there is a disaster to the classroom teaching.
That is true.
The point is that higher education system and we in in general universities, which are multi-faculty universities, we have to concentrate more and more on research, because research will lead us to two things. One is to provide some facilities, some products to the benefit of the society. Second is skill to the students and the youth who are acceptable to the society, to the industry, and globally to the education system itself. Unless we do research, if we go on simple teaching, we will not be able to provide justice to the youth of tomorrow, which is presently with us. Like during the Corona period, all the private universities, it's not like that those scientists in those universities were just locked down in their homes, but they were really in their research labs. They worked day and night to develop certain medicines, certain vaccines. And in India also, we cannot afford in the future to keep our scientists locked down in their homes. They have to come to the universities, they have to sit in the universities and work for research in their laboratories. And that's what we are doing now, that the Career Point University will continue to work in teaching and research both, so that we enhance our reach, our skill to the students, so that they are employable and we can contribute to the society. Like one university started developing vaccine, all the medical fraternity, because doctor in the hospital cannot do anything unless researcher work in the laboratory, develop some medicine, some salt and vaccine. Only this, then society can be served. So two pillars: researcher in the universities and doctors, medical practice, the hospitals. They are required to go hand in hand. That is my philosophy as a Vice-Chancellor, that our faculty as researchers, they have to be in the lab in liaison with the stakeholders, other stakeholders.
Very well put, sir. Very well put. So moving on to the next question. How does the curriculum of Career Point University ensure the best practice in the industry?
Well, this is very important nowadays. But let me tell you now. Just 1 year back, we revised our entire curriculum of the different faculties. May it be engineering, may it be pharmacy, may it be law, may it be basic sciences and sociology, humanities, everything. Because curriculum revision is a continuous process. We cannot sit on 20-year-old curriculum which is released by somebody, some committee, and we are waiting for another committee, as it has happened in the past. But well, being in the private universities, little more autonomy we have, and we can immediately shift to the changes occurring and required by the industry or the research in the different areas of development. We have a system of liaising with the industry. We have education industry or academia industry councils in the university, and we are continuously in touch with the industry people. As per their requirement, we can immediately integrate their requirements in our ongoing curriculum. So that is basically the strength with the Career Point University, that our continuous process of review of the course curriculum. Even we are competing with the IITs, whatever they have the course curriculum, and that is still further embellished with the requirement of the industry, and we have very strong industry academia council in the university.
That's great, sir. And sir, when you first came to Career Point University, what was your vision for the university and how it has evolved over time? and and how far along are you in implementing that vision?
Okay. Well, 2 years back, I joined the Career Point University. My predecessor was again a very great academician and administrator, Professor P.L. Gautam, who is still Pro-Chancellor of the university. I got inherited a very strong footing in the university. But as we developed, we started basically, emphasis was started giving on research and having linkages with the prestigious universities of the different regions, Asian universities and European universities, American universities, and many private universities and government universities and R&D institutions in the country itself. I'll give you just an example that during this Corona period, when everything was locked, we established the contact with our students and with the reputed professors in other universities, organized different webinars so that they can interact with them. And then we have one virtual platform, that's Coursera. People are knowing. Coursera has a program of learning where individual can go and learn the subject of his own choice, but it's against cost. And the states like Himachal Pradesh, where people are from, low income group, they are unable to afford it. Now our policy is that how to enrich or how to fulfill the requirements of the students from rural landscape, especially in Himalayas, where situations are different than the metropolis or the cosmopolitan cities. We had an MOU with the Coursera, and they provided free access to those advanced courses developed by the different universities of the world. And to my surprise, not only Career Point University of Hamirpur, that's Himachal Pradesh, the students from faraway places like Mumbai, all over the country, 2,500 students participated in that program at Career Point University. And they did at least 2 to 3, 4 courses from Coursera free of cost.
That's amazing.
And
congratulations to that.
So nice. So that is the spirit in the Career Point University, that we have to match the requirements of the stakeholders. And in future also, we are efforts are afoot to have the industry people, the reputed scientists and the organizations on our virtual world, e-platforms, so that every time, whether our student is in classroom, he may not be in the classroom, he is just in the campus. If he is not in the campus, he is at home, but he is connected with our learning process, our learning mechanism. Whenever he finds time, he is connected with us and he is fulfilling his requirement, and there is no fear of losing an ear or losing his health. That kind of system we have developed in the Career Point University. And this year also, we have completed our academic year in time. We have completed our final examinations. We have released our results for all the students. And I was happy, even UGC has given a record that out of 640 universities, the university on 6th of July asked about the universities, their status about the examination system. You must be knowing that everybody is after examination. And they are asking that by September, we should finish the examination. Even it is said that we should just pass the students to the next higher class. But no, we have a mechanism of exam and we completed it. And to our surprise, out of 640 universities who reported to the university grant examination, 454 has completed their examination process. That's a great achievement of Indian universities, and we are one of them. And in Himachal, we are the first.
That's wonderful, sir. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So moving ahead to the next question, what would you like people to know about your university which they may not know?
Well, this is very important. One thing, the concept of the government universities and the private universities, especially in the Himalayan region and northern part of the country. People has a psychology that private universities are not that good for study as the government universities because they go after governments. Second is we are not in a metropolis environment or the cosmopolitan environment or so-called urban civilized area. But let me share with my stakeholders that since time memorial, education has been an area of gurukuls. Serene and calm atmosphere and environments are always loved for good education. It is not the areas, very busy areas or cosmopolitans or the metropolitans. We have in the Career Point University a very good campus, peaceful, calm, until there is no case of corona even. That means we are quite clean, we are quite safe.
That's amazing.
And second thing, but today it's required. Mobility is a problem everywhere. And we in the Career Point University, students can come and stay with us with clean environment, good laboratories, good faculty, and education, maybe in law, maybe in pharmaceutical sciences, in engineering sciences, in humanities, in biosciences, life sciences. We are imparting education. We have very good faculty in all this. Secondly, our education. See, today people are losing their jobs, industry, they have closed their gates, and even for parents, it's difficult to support the high-end education. Our education is cheaper than the rest of the private universities. I can say it. I had got a study that a student who was acquiring or earning his degrees at Career Point University and one who is acquiring his education at Chandigarh or Delhi, our education is 4 to 5 cheaper, but of equal quality. Even better than that, I can say. So, what is required? Healthy environment, protected health, quality education, and timely degree programs. Timely. I will say to all youths that if he has 3 years available of life for earning 1 degree, it should not be more than even a single day of more than the 3 years. It should be just 3 years. 365 days in a year, it should not be 366. So that is the motto in our university, that if you can come for 3 years, you'll be out after 3 years. We will take care of everything. Parents should be sure that if they are handing over their children to the Career Point University, we are here to mentor them and taking all care of their children. But we go after graduation or post-graduation or doctoral degree with a complete human being and ready to face the world. That is a.
That's really good, sir, and very well put, I would say. And just before we bring this interview to an end, one last thing: is there any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and aspiring students?
Yeah, that's very important. My suggestion to the aspiring youth is that they should see how to evaluate their aspirations. This is not just a brick and mortar buildings. They should see the learning, the quality of learning, the skill where they achieve it, and that skill which is making him a useful human being in the society. And wherever it is available, we should not hesitate to earn it. I always say, knowledge is to be gained and earned wherever it is lying, with whomsoever it is lying. It is not the matter that it's a 5-star university or the 3-star university, but really if it is a requirement of the youth and it can enable him to have a skill, and that skill is taken as degree, one A4 size paper which is called degree, but I say that is not a skill. Skill is certified in form of that degree, but in today's world, skill is to enable him to earn his livelihood and place himself before the society as a gainful and useful human being. So I welcome all those youth, and they must understand that please explore and find it where the knowledge is, with whom the knowledge is, whether he is a smaller one, he is living in a small hut or in a big palace, you earn it for yourself.
That's a
So
really amazing message, sir. Yeah, I'm so sorry, please.
And Career Point provides you this facility to earn your degrees in the fields of engineering, in the field of pharmacy, in the field of land governance, in the field of business management, in the field of life sciences.
That's amazing. That's such a wonderful message to all the aspirants. I hope they take the best out of it. And I thank you so much on the behalf of Collegedunia for sparing your valuable time and participating in this interview. I hope our viewers, get to know more about, are aware more about Career Point University right now. So thank you so much for your time, sir. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much.